Hello everyone, Samaritxn here, and today I'm bringing you a brand new video, and today I'm going to be talking about the HCS NA Finals, the Fall Season Finals, and how massive the event was. Now, first, I'm going to talk a little bit about the winners of it. You see Optic Gaming falling in two best of sevens to Team Envious, which is huge. Optic Gaming was looking to be a dynasty team, almost like Final Boss. People were talking about how long would they have to run in order to be that dynasty and possibly beat it. But now they've been taken out, and not only have they been taken out, but in a pretty I wouldn't say convenient, but I would say a pretty impressive fashion. Going to two best of sevens is a feat that so far we've only seen Team Envious do. If you look back at HCS Las Vegas, Envy was able to take Team Liquid to two best of sevens and actually win that event. This being the first. I'm assuming to Hugh it would be his first Halo win because Optic Gaming was there. I know that was spoken of a little bit, and this just raises the competition. You're seeing Envy and Optic gonna start butting heads, maybe trading off event wins. So that's gonna be very interesting to see. We never really know who's gonna come quite on top, and we also saw in relegation some teams starting to be on a come up. Unfortunately, no NA teams were able to be relegated that were in the pro season before, but it did happen in the EU, which is something to bring up. That is the first time that's ever happened in Halo, I think, so far this season. Or in this HCS series in Halo 5, and it's very interesting to see because you see that there's a lot more competition now. Halo's getting more and more competitive, especially with the update that's come out. Like myself included, people have been noticing that it's showing the skill gap more. There's less bullet magnetism. The shots feel cleaner and consistent throughout the servers, so online play won't be as bad, hopefully. But I'm going to get into the announcement of the Halo World Championship 2017, which I will be showing a graphic up right now for the schedule of this. Now, if you don't know what the Halo World Championship is, it is the equivalent to Call of Duty World Championship, or COD Champs is what it's called. And what we are starting out with is a $1 million prize pool that is given to us by 343 or Microsoft or whoever is donating this money for the prize pool. And the way that we had it last year is that crowdfunding, so you buying rec packs, was the way that the prize pool went up, and we actually got to, I believe it was $3 million total in prize pool money, which is absolutely insane when you think about a team of 5, basically, because you have to include the coach. It is going to be splitting $3 million between each other and having the title of Halo World Champions, and that's crazy to think about, that the CLG roster, now Optic, was able to achieve that first. So now going into the events that you see here. So St. Louis is going to be the first qualifier for $50,000. So there is prize money in these qualifiers, unlike I believe it was COD Ghost, where the regionals didn't have any prize money. I don't know about Black Ops 3 because I didn't really pay attention during that season, but so there's prize money. So people actually, other than just the incentive of trying to get their seeds, they will also be playing for money. So it gives people more incentive to play, and you see it is at the St. Louis location. I'm not sure if it's going to be at the same location that UGC had it. I believe I saw a tweet out from them saying that they were going to be in talks with HCS about how they're going to run the event together. So I believe that UGC is running very closely with HCS to get that that event going. Now, these are all open events, so that's something to keep in mind, that there are online qualifiers, but you can go to the open events and say that you place top 3 and you're just one of these championship teams that just haven't really got their shot. You're going to be able to go up there and play. Now keep in mind there is still the age limit standard where I believe you have to be 16 in order to play for money. If you are not 16, you will not get any type of money. So say that you turn 16 sometime in April. Actually, we'll say in February, just to be safe. And you go into the Halo World Championships, and now you're eligible for that money. You just have to sign the waiver, and you are now eligible for that money. You are able to get that $1 million prize pool, and possibly more, assuming that they are going to be doing the crowdfunding as they did last year. That worked very well. So going into this, it's very interesting to see what players come up, such as Hugh, who left COD to go into Halo. If we have any more storylines like that, so it really opens up the bracket for these top AM players, these amateur teams that are now going to be getting their chance in the Halo series, or in the Halo scene. You see that the next qualifier is actually in EU, so you EU players, you'll be able to play in London and then the one after that, so the one that I just mentioned is the February 17th to the 19th. The next event is in Mexico City, so another NA tournament. I don't know if North American, not North American, but American teams would be able to play in that. I don't see why not, but it'd be interesting to see. I would want to look more into that, but I believe this is more for the South American teams and the Central American teams. So they're going to be playing for 20,000 February 24th through the 26th, and then we have HCS Las Vegas, which I assume is going to be at the Millennial location that was in Vegas. So that's going to be interesting to see, because I know when I was talking to some people who work at 343 while at the event, they were talking about how they were really planning to expand on the space that they had, because there was a lot of building going around in that area, and they know that they had the chance to expand. So that's going to be very, very exciting, and I'm glad to see that now I know what that expansion is for. Now, after that, we are seeing that the Halo World Championship is yet to be announced, and that is going to be the final event leading up to the Halo World Championship, obviously. Now, the next thing that they announced is that DreamHack is actually going to be hosting open events as well. The summer finals of 2017. So the finals are going to be held here. I believe that they are open LAN events. I believe so. I'm not exactly sure yet. Let me check on this article. During amateurs, yes. So even amateur teams have the chance to prove themselves, as they say in this article. I'll make sure to leave a link to both articles in the description down below. But there is DreamHack Atlanta, which is July 21st through the 23rd, and there is also DreamHack Denver, October 20th through the 22nd. Now, these are for the summer finals and the fall finals. Obviously, the summer finals would be the Atlanta, and fall finals would be the Denver. Now, what makes it so interesting is that they are now opening up the season more. So the bottom two teams who are part of the HCS will need to compete through the open bracket relegation in order to reclaim their spot amongst the top tier teams, quoting what they say. So now the open bracket teams have more of a chance to get in those 7th and 8th spots that the former pros had lost. So that leaves it up to everyone, not just people who are going through the online tournaments. You can prove yourself on LAN, which is a really cool thing. And now they are opening up to the top 6 teams instead of 2 teams just being kind of left in the dirt, such as I believe it was EG and Luminosity this season, which was very unfortunate. And a lot of people were saying open up the competition because that makes Halo more interesting. I believe it was either Roy or Lunchbox in the Up to Speed series that EG has that said that they would like to see these bottom or these middle 2 teams get the chance to play against, you know, the top dogs, because e.g. shown in the first week that they were able to beat Optic, you know, who says that they don't show up on LAN? Things like that are things to keep in mind, and it makes Halo so competitive again doing this. Of course, all the open events for HWC is going to open up for the amateur bracket, but you also have now in pro season, you're able to have more people in there, and it makes me very excited as a competitor and a avid watcher or spectator of of Halo to see this growth. I made a video, I believe it was my first video, talking about the future of esports, and basically what I laid out is that we need more open events, and that is something that the Halo community has been begging for, and finally Halo has responded. And now we have these open events, the first being Chattanooga, which I attended, then it was UGC St. Louis, and then HCS Orange County, which was actually HCS Orange County, I don't believe was an open event. I'm not too sure on that, but HCS Las Vegas was an open event, and it's amazing. It's amazing to see that now they're opening up even more, adding more companies into the mix, such as DreamHack, which have hosted not Halo, but CS:GO events that have run really well. So it's a very reputable company, and I have a lot of confidence in DreamHack as well as HCS and what they're doing for the Halo name, making it more competitive, especially with this update. Just so many things are happening, so things are getting more social as well as more competitive, making this game greater, as well as the open events, again making it more competitive, and I am just so excited. Like right now it is 11:49 p.m. and I'm trying to keep my voice down because I want to just like yell about how excited I am, and it's so crazy, and I want to know what you guys think about these changes, and are you going to compete now? Are you putting things into consideration? Are you going to be a more avid spectator of the HCS Pro League, seeing as now we have spectator mode, which I still have to make the Monitor's Bounty update review, which will be coming hopefully sometime by next week, because I haven't fully dived into everything, but it's it makes everything even better with the observer mode. It's going to be easier to watch things online instead of having to deal with the delay that spectator mode has, almost like theater, which unfortunately theater hasn't really been fixed. But we have all these things now that I'm okay with the delay of theater not being fixed. I still want it fixed, but I'm okay with the delay. So that's gonna end this video today, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I put a lot of thought into it as far as what exactly I wanted to say, what references I wanted to make, and yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next one.